So, I got asked today what, and it wasn't another driver, it was, well, he is another driver, but it was a trainer from another company that watches my videos. And he asked me straight up, just happened to run into him at a truck stop getting fuel, and he asked me straight up, what makes you such a good trainer? And I flat out, no hesitation, said, because I care. So it prompted me to do a video related to training, and any of you that have went back through any of the videos I've done have seen at least 3, 4, maybe 5 videos where training has been a subject, but this is more focused on what I think makes a good trainer. So, first, you have to care. It cannot be just about money. All these companies out there will say, oh, you're going to make this much more money if you train someone. Well, I don't care how much money they're paying you. That doesn't make you a good trainer. That doesn't mean that you care about making sure the person you're training is trained properly and is going to leave your truck with the knowledge needed to not kill himself or anyone else out on the road. That brings me to this point. You as a trainer are the role model for this trainee, for said training. So what that means is this guy, especially if they're fresh out of school and have absolutely no experience, I mean none, other than that little bit of BS they got in whatever driving school they went to, they are looking to you to set the tone of how their driving career is going to go. So if you're a driver that's going to go out and not drive any miles and stop at every truck stop and have to take 1 or 2 days real easy but really push hard 2 or 3 days because now you're behind, when they come out of your truck, that's what they're going to do. Most of them. You as a trainer set the tone for their future. That's the way I see it. If you go out there and you take this person and you show them how to safely and efficiently operate their little business, and you do that properly, the likelihood of them succeeding in this industry is higher than it would be if you just half-assed it. We lose a lot of drivers in the first 6 months to a year of their driving career. Now, a lot of that is because they can't deal with the hours, they can't deal with being away from home, various other reasons. The company they're with treats them like crap, whatever. But the likelihood, if you treat them right and care, they're going to last longer and they're going to be more successful. That's how I feel about that. Now, the other thing that we lack a lot of in this industry nowadays is professionalism and common sense. Now, you can't really teach common sense. Common sense is not common. So you have to take, as a trainer, you have to take the extra time and put in the extra effort to show professionalism all the time when you have a trainee with you. And even when you don't, but especially when you have a trainee. How they treat shippers and receivers, how they treat the general public, how they treat people at a truck stop, other drivers, they're going to learn a lot of that on how you deal with shippers and receivers, deal with the general public, deal with other drivers, deal with people at truck stops. If you're walking around all the time with a bad attitude and F you, F that, and kiss my butt, and then they're going to come out of a truck doing that. And the sad fact of the matter is that's what you get in a lot of these days, is trainers don't care. It's about the extra miles and pay they're getting because they've got this person in the truck that they're not training anyone properly. That's why we have so many drivers that can't back up to save their lives. That's why we have so many drivers that for some reason think it is okay to come off an exit doing 30 mile an hour and go straight into the hammer lane. That's why in the flatbed and overside, in my side of the world, you see so many improperly secured loads and guys that are happy with, it's good enough. And then the other part of that is you have inadequately experienced trainers training new guys. For example, Stevens Transport. Yeah, I'll call them out. Dumb. 7 months experience or 75,000 miles and at least one winter month, and they can become a trainer. So this is not, with what I'm about to say, this is not me saying that you're a bad driver. This is not me saying that you're dumb. This is not me saying that you're inadequate in any way when it comes to operating a truck safely. But if you don't have at least 5 years of OTR experience, you have no earthly right to be training another driver. Period. And those need to be 5 damn good years. I mean, safe years, good runs all over the country, city driving, mountain driving, winter driving, all of it. And you're not going to get all of that experience in 7 months. And even if a company routed you specifically to train you on, LA and the East Coast and, the mountains up into the Northwest and all of it, 7 months ain't going to do it. There's so much that you have not learned in 7 months, so much that can go wrong, that it is ridiculous to even think that you are even anywhere close to being qualified to train someone that just come out of school. 5 years, period. That's the way I feel about it. To train someone to drive and operate a commercial vehicle. Now, as far as training someone to do a job, now I think that depends on the job. Pneumatic work, for example, is pretty daggone simple. It's one of the easiest things I've ever done. So I feel like 60 days pulling a pneumatic, if you caught on and you got it, and then you're in pretty good shape. I think you could train someone how to operate that trailer safely. That being said, to operate the trailer, not teach someone to drive. With me, I have hired people that don't have the oversized experience or the flatbed experience that I would like to see, but they have the driving experience. They're good drivers. In that case, they got to go with a trainer. That's all there is to it. Now, because they've driven, it's run like a team operation. And I've not really had anyone complain about it, because they can complain all they want, but if you don't have the experience, you got to be trained how to do it. And the guys other than myself, the people that I have trained have 10 years driving experience and at least 5 to 8 years of flatbed or oversized and oversized experience, so that I know when they're training, those trainees are being trained properly. The other thing that I do as a trainer that I think makes me a good trainer, that just adds to the caring factor, is when a trainee comes out of school and gets in your truck, they don't have really anything, people. I mean, they're pretty strapped. If they got cash, it's very little. If they've been at one of those bigger company schools, they probably haven't seen home in, a couple, 3 months. And that can be real bad. So make their life in the truck easier. You're getting paid extra money, whether it's you're running extra miles because they're on the truck, so you're making that much more money, or they're paying you an extra 10 cents a mile for every mile run, or they're paying you so many dollars a day. However, you as a trainer are making extra money. You as a trainer need to make sure that trainee is taken care of. Now, I'm not saying if they're smokers to go out and support their habit. What I'm saying is buy them food. Make sure there's water, and if they drink Dr. Pepper or whatever, get them a case of Dr. Pepper on the truck. Make sure there's food on the truck for both of you. And make sure they are aware that if it's in the truck, other than like certain little things, like me, don't mess with my Reese cups. You can have anything else in the truck, food-wise, snack-wise, I don't care. Don't mess with my damn Reese cups. So, other than that, we're good. But make sure there's stuff in the truck. Take care of that trainee. Make their life and their learning experience and their trucking experience, at least while they're on that truck with you, as easy and as stress-free as you can make it. That's going to make your life easier and less stressful. It's going to make their life easier, and the likelihood of y'all butting heads because you don't get along over dumb stuff is less likely to happen. Don't treat them like slaves. You're there to mentor a driver or a wannabe driver and turn them into a safe driver for whatever company you work for. Turn them into someone that knew nothing about this, into someone that can climb up in a truck by themselves, feel comfortable behind that wheel, and can do the job that the company wants them to do, and not have to bug the hell out of people. Now, another thing that I do that I've seen a lot of guys don't do is every trainee I've ever had gets my phone number, and they are told, even after training, if you have any questions, call me. Logbook, securing a load, where's the, I'm out here on this, I'm in this state, I'm going here, is this a better route or is that? So be willing to put your phone number out there and say, if you ever need anything, just call me. Whether you're still training or not, 5 years from now, if you still need something, call me. So, and I think the last thing that you really got to focus on, and it's something that a lot of trainers lack, is patience. You are taking someone who has never done whatever it is you're doing. whether it's pneumatic or flatbed or driving, maybe they've done all that, but they don't know the paperwork, or they came from a local job, they don't know the e-log, whatever. Be patient. Everybody learns differently. That being said, I'm a kind of a butthead when it comes to that. You're going to get your hands dirty trainer. You are not going to just watch me secure loads or tarp loads, or you're not going to learn how to do it and little tricks that you can do to make it easier on yourself unless you do it. So, but be patient. I trained a guy a few years back that for flatbedding, that he'd been on the truck a couple weeks, and I ended up just sicker than a dog. I mean, it's middle of winter, coming into winter. I call it the middle of winter because it was up north, but anyways, I was bad sick. We literally were running the truck like a solo operation because I couldn't sit behind the wheel more than 15 minutes without getting sick. So, but anyways, he gets the load secured, and he asked me to jump out and check the load. So I get up and I go out, and it is not anywhere close to being secured properly. There's nowhere near enough securement on the load, and I didn't snap at him. I didn't get mad. I literally stepped back and I pulled him back away from the trailer to look at the load as a whole, and I said, now look at that and you tell me if that looks secure. And he kind of looked at me with that look, and like looking for me to give away something, and I just kind of smiled. I said, what do you think? Is it good to go down the road? Are we going to go the 1,800 miles we have to go and it's going to be okay? So he looked again and he goes, no. I said, okay, where do you think you need more? He said, I think I need 3 more straps. And he pointed them out. I said, you need more than 3. I said, that load weighs 47,300 pounds. I said, I know that those are all one big piece. Okay, there's 3 of them, and they're all the same length and same size and all this. And I said, bud, you've got 5 straps on that load. Well, yeah, you got 2 in the front, and then because it's all one piece, the one in the middle, and this. So anyways, he had a hard time remembering certain laws and rules, and then it made even tougher because I do not feel like there is anything or there's no such thing as over securement. There's no such thing in the flatbed or oversized world. When you're securing a load, there's no such thing as over securement. Had a guy tell me when I picked this load up, he goes, you think you got enough straps on that? And I still had straps in my hand, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna put a couple more on it. And he just kind of looked at me like I was dumb. Well, I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to drive through Houston during rush hour with pipe. I'm going to make sure that stuff is not going to move. So guys, be patient. Take your time. Help them learn what they need to do. If you can be patient, make their life a little easier, have the experience to do it, and care about doing it. Not just, I've trained people for free. If you don't believe me, you call up Brady Trucking and you ask them. I have trained people for free. You can call Mike, you can call Larry, you can call guys in safety, you can call LaPrielle, Jason Kroll probably even knows, the recruiter probably even knows. I have trained people for free because I care. And I've seen people come off trainers, and I just did not think they were where they should be to safely do the job we were doing. And I offered to take them for 2 or 3 more days to make sure they were trained right. I've taken guys that other trainers have failed, said there was no way they could do this job, and in 2 days had them squared away where they could do the job safely, because I care and I have patience. I would listen to what they were saying. I would listen to the questions they were asking, and I would answer them. I wouldn't just get in a rush and hook their hoses up and throw all their valves, or I wouldn't get in a rush and they're sitting in the truck getting paperwork done. I'm out there throwing straps. That's not how you got to take the time to show them. So, do I think I'm a good trainer? Absolutely. If there's one thing that I will brag about myself when it comes to this industry, I am a hell of a good trainer, and I know what I'm doing. Are there better out there? I am absolutely 100% positive there are. Are there way worse? Absolutely. Stevens, Swift, England. I mean, you guys have seen them back into places and looked and listened to some of their trainers. It's scary. I do want to give a shout out, and I'm sorry I forget his name. I told him to check out the YouTube thing, but I want to give a shout out. Again, I'm sorry I forgot your name, but he drives for Butler. He's a trainer, and that guy was a top-notch trainer. I met him over in Bennett, Colorado. He had a trainee with him. His trainee's first day on the truck, he had this kid so comfortable. That kid drove 9.5 hours and then backed into a tight spot with one pull-up. And he'd never driven before. He'd literally just come out of school, just got his CDL, first trainer, first day, and that kid rocked it out. And I was impressed with the way his trainer talked to him and responded to him, and got out of the truck while it was starting to rain to help him make sure it got backed in without hitting anything. I mean, the dude just seriously impressed me. So hopefully you get to see this video and you get to see the shout out, man. You're a great trainer. From what I've seen, you're a great trainer, and kudos to you, and kudos to Butler for making that guy a trainer. If the rest of these companies would take the time to make sure their trainers cared like that guy did, we'd have a lot better drivers out here nowadays. So guys, I tried to get Instagram set up. I'm having some kind of issue with them. I sent them an email trying to get it figured out. Same thing with Facebook. I got Facebook set up, and then all of a sudden I got an email that had been deleted because it was some kind of business. I don't know. So I sent them an email pretty much explaining that it was not to promote my business. It was a more of a training videos type thing. And that it was not political. So I'm going to move into a new line of videos here in the next week or so. Training videos for flatbedding, and I'm going to get with some other trainers that I know across the industry and go through some of the things they do to train their guys for backing, all kinds of stuff. We're just going to start hitting all kinds of topics. So guys, until next time, hopefully the next video I can have my little tell you where to go for Facebook and all that stuff. Questions, comments, concerns, put them down there, and especially if you got any questions, hit me up. Until next time, guys, be safe out there.